Hey guys, this is a video just recapping the current situation with Bishop, Eligio Bishop, Nature Boy, aka Nature Boy, before the February trial gets started. In 2 months, his trial begins, February 20th. Today is December the 17th, 2023, and boy oh boy, a lot has happened. Velvet gave birth to another child, and the accuser, who was going out with Solar, has given birth also. So a lot has happened in a year. Nature Boy was arrested on April the 14th, 2022. So he's been in jail for a little over a year. His trial date is February of 2024. But I just wanted to reminisce a little bit with Velvet, what she said concerning her husband, because they're still married. She haven't gotten a divorce. This is what she said when she was asked by 11 Alive News her input into the arrest of her husband, Nature Boy.
As Nature Boy remains behind bars tonight, facing charges that include rape. 11 Alive's Paola Suro just finished speaking with his wife, and she joins us live at the DeKalb County Jail where Bishop is tonight. Paola? Yeah, Jennifer, after 3 years of knowing each other, Velvet Marquez tells me Eligio Bishop forced her to marry him. Why? She says that he'd tell her that she'd then be forced to bail him out of jail if anything were to happen to him. And of course, today, something quite opposite is happening. She's telling us her side of the story.
I feel that now looking back, I feel that I fell in love with an idea because he pretended to be someone that he wasn't.
Behind this smiling face, Velvet Marquez faced her hardest years next to Eligio Bishop.
He literally held me hostage. He took all of my identification, my passport, my birth certificate, my social, my bank card, everything, you name it, medical documentations.
She says Bishop, the leader of the so-called cult, Carbon Nation, went from spoiling her to abusing her when she got pregnant.
I was forced to engage in sexual activity that I did not want to do. I was beat, still strangled on multiple occasions. So I had to willingly engage in these sexual activities because of to keep myself safe. He would abuse me in front of the women.
She had their daughter in 2019, and a year and a half later, she says he forced her to legally marry him in a Las Vegas chapel.
There was no medical attention given to us, so when I actually went into labor, I had to be rushed to the hospital 2 hours away.
For years, the cult would drive and settle across Central America. Velvet says Bishop lived off of other members' PPP loans and life savings. She gave him her $3,000 college fund, while others gave tens of thousands of dollars. And after 4 tries, she successfully ran away with their daughter with no money but hope.
My child is important. I don't understand how anybody could leave their child to be with him or to go live with him.
Now, Velvet tells me she has since received death threats from Eligio and that he even showed up to her family's home in Louisiana just months after she ran away. Jennifer?
Paola, do we know, did she ever try reaching out to law enforcement?
She tells me she did, but it was very hard to track him down because he moves so often, running away from law enforcement. But of course, now he is behind bars. Now, we also did speak to a former cult member, and we have her side of the story as well on 11alive.com. Jennifer?
All right, Paola, very involved story here. Thank you so much. Now, we have been following the story closely since Eligio Bishop's arrest. We have much more on the group that he's leading on our website, 11alive.com.
Since Eligio Bishop was arrested back last year, 2022, almost everyone in the cult left except the ones who are married to him, the women who are married to him. Word on the street is that he has converted to Islam. He's now a Muslim.
We have stayed on top of the story for you from the start. Now a DeKalb County judge has denied bond for Eligio Bishop as he faces several charges, including rape. Just a few hours ago, our Paola Suro spoke with his legal wife and a former member of this alleged cult.
This was one of the audios played in court where we hear Bishop instructing one of the women to smack the other one. A few of the members said this was common practice for him to tell one person to hit the next. Now, this picture and the audio is of his courtroom appearance back in November of 2023, November of this year.
Brand new video shown in Eligio Bishop's first court appearance. The 40-year-old alleged cult leader of the so-called Carvin Nation group, who goes by the name Nature Boy, was denied bond Friday.
They find the defendant to be a danger to the community, a risk to intimidating the victim. There's also a risk of flight, and also the risk of committing an additional felony. So therefore, bond will be denied.
Those words a step forward in the right direction for Velvet Marquez.
This bond hearing is definitely celebrated by the survivors of the Carvin Nation cult.
Marquez, who says Bishop forced her to marry him when she was still a part of the cult and who has a child with him, believes keeping him behind bars will also keep former and current members safe.
We all have a very serious healing journey that's ahead of us, and we do not need Bishop taunting us, harassing us, and threatening us while we are healing.
In court Friday, the prosecutor read a letter from the victim who came forward.
I watched him whip a girl with a leather belt multiple times for 15 minutes straight, ordering her to kiss our feet while whipping her.
She added that Bishop has called his current followers from jail, asking them to contact the victim and get her to drop charges. Former member Erica Carroll prays she stands her ground.
Because he's very manipulative. I didn't want him to manipulate somebody or manipulate the judge to the point where they feel sorry for him.
The defense brought up Bishop's former employment as a barber and claimed he needs to be out of jail to seek medical care.
He has a tooth that is decayed down to the root that's causing him extreme pain.
They was bringing up points that really was irrelevant to me. It was just very weak points.
Bishop,
I do believe that when Nature Boy, if he ever gets out of prison or jail, he's going to have followers because there are those who still believe in his doctrine. Let's listen to when he was out and teaching these people, so-called teaching these people. Some of them believe that he was God. Let's take a listen. So here is Elijah Bishop asking his members, his followers, who is their God?
All of those people have people on budget. They get paid to do what they're doing. And they all worship Allah. These people worship me. Who is your God?
You are free.
Up. Look at me. Who is your God?
You are free.
On your knees.
And yes, you guys guessed it. They all got down on their knees. If he had told them to lick the floor, they would have done it. That's how brainwashed these guys were. And I'm so happy that he is behind bars where these people can move on to better and more productive lives than to serve a guy who was a porn star. His defense attorney always mentioned in court that he was a barber. That was his vocation. But he always forget to mention that, yes, he was a barber, but he was also a porn star. Then he leans forward and asks each one of the ladies in front of him who is their God, and they all said him. And I said, well, that's when you lack the understanding, the true understanding of self, who you really are, in opposite to who God is. Because if you think you're a God and you put yourself on God level, let me see you recreate the earth, recreate everything around you. Let me see you try that. Oh, let's go something very simple. Just recreate yourself. But as long as people have the urge and the need for finding who God is, we're always going to have these so-called preachers and so-called prophets, these sub-prophets, these charlatans, these men who really don't know who they are. And that's why they can come out and make such elaborate claims. You're always going to have people following them because they themselves don't know who they are.
Who is your God?
You are free.
Get it right, Musa. You've been here the longest. How long you been here, Musa?
Going on 5 years, I3.
How much have you donated to me?
Over $70,000, I3.
Captain True, how much money have you given me since you've been?
Over 30,000, I3.
How much you donated?
So it wasn't enough that he took all their life savings and whatever money they have coming in monthly from the government, like the GIs who came out and they're getting that money every month if they got injured. That wasn't enough for him. He wanted them to pledge their life that they're going to donate their life to him. So if he told them to go on that truck and have that truck run you over, they would have done it. That's how brainwashed they are. Let's continue to listen.
And what you donated? Say your life.
My life. I agree.
How many of y'all donated your life to me?
I agree.
How many of you believe that I'm the return of Jesus?
I agree.
How many of y'all believe that I'm the Messiah?
I agree.
And who is your God?
You are my favorite.
Who is your God?
You are I3.
How about you?
You are I3.
And you?
You are I3.
Okay, so what you have to realize is that for a long time, it's been really hard for me to come to the understanding that I'm actually a God. People have always been following me and worshiping me, and I've really been like struggling with the idea of me being what I really am. And finally, I understand what I am. In the last couple of 2-3 years, it's been kind of rough because I've been coming into it.
And that's where he messed up. And he said he was coming into it. If you're a God, you don't come into it. You're just a God by nature. That's the way you are in existence as a God. You create all things. So he was just full of it. And the people who were worshiping him, they're full of it too. I don't give them a pass because they were grown men and women. And they should have known better. Now, some people who said Velvet was lying when she said she gave $3,000 of her college scholarship money or college money to Bishop, we know she's not lying because every last one of these people said they donated $70,000, $30,000, $35,000. Some of them, their life savings of over $300,000. It was just ridiculous. So he always had money. Because there was one guy who was donating to him, allegedly, on a regular basis because he was having intercourse with a guy, and the guy was transgender, who had come into a large inheritance. But all of this is allegedly. But you know what? Since he claims he's God, let me see him break out of prison. He should just be able to walk out of prison between the bars, past the guards, down the street, and go wherever he wants to go if he is this self-proclaimed God. So we're going to find out in 2 months when this court proceeding gets on the way, February the 20th. Now we see how dangerous this cult was because it could have been another Jim Jones situation. Guys, on that note, I'm over and out. Don't forget to hit that like bell and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so as yet. I'm going to continue to keep my ears to the ground with what's going on with Nature Boy and this upcoming trial. I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you for watching.